Hey, what's up, naughty community? Happy Monday. I hope you guys all had a wonderful weekend. You're back over here at my naughty hobby with Amber for another crochet tutorial. And today I'm going to show you how to create this lovely textile using double crochets and single crochets and a few chains. Here's the reverse side of the work and the right side, or the front facing side. So let's go ahead and get started. In this demonstration, I'm going to be using a 4mm hook and some lightweight yarn. You can use whatever size hook and yarn that you have available to you, though, that you love working with. All right, in order for this pattern to work up correctly, you're going to need to have a foundation row of a multiple of 5 plus 1, and that's how many stitches you will need after you've done a chain. So I like to start with a chain. I think it's a little bit easier for you guys. And let's go ahead and chain up 21. That's a multiple of 5 plus 1. Okay, so there's 21. Now our first stitch is going to be made with this chain. So in addition to that multiple of 5 plus 1, we need to chain up 3. And that's going to count as our first double crochet. So now we're going to go into the stitch right next to it. So 5th chain from our hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5th chain from your hook, you're going to place a double crochet. So you'll have 2 double crochets with your beginning chain starting or counting as your first stitch. You're going to chain 2, skip the next 2 chains, and work a double crochet into the next. See how I have those 2 chains skipped? Work 2 more double crochets over the next 2 chains. So 1 and 2. Chain 2. We're going to skip 2 stitches again, or 2 chains, and then do the 3 double crochet. And we're going to continue this along our chain. Creating these spaces. So chain 2, skip 2, and then 3 double crochet. When you come to the end, we will end with a chain 2, skip 2, and then 1 double crochet in each of the last 2 stitches. So your beginning chain should look like this. Your beginning and end will have 2 double crochets, but your groups in the middle that fall between will always have 3. Okay, we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. On the back side, we're going to single crochet into our very first stitch. Now into our chain 2 spaces, we're not going through any of the stitches, we're just going to double crochet right into those spaces, a total of 5 double crochets. Now we're going to skip the next stitch and we're going to place 1 single crochet in this one here, in the center of those double crochets that you did from your previous round. Again, we're going to do 5 more double crochets into our chain 2 spaces. We're going to continue this all the way across. Skip this stitch, place a single crochet in the next. 5 double crochets into the chain 2 space. Skip the next, single crochet in the next. 5 double crochets into the chain 2 space. And then on our beginning chain, we're going to place 1 single crochet. We want to count up 3 stitches. 1, 2, and it goes in this one here. Because that first one counted as our first stitch. Okay, now we're going to chain up 4. And turn our work. Okay, we're going to skip, because our chain counts as our first stitch, we're going to skip this first stitch. We're going to place a double crochet into the next 3 stitches. So at the top of those 5 double crochet shells, we place those double crochets in this row. We're going to chain 2, and we're going to skip the next 3 stitches. Skip, skip, skip. So right at the top of those shells we created in the previous round, we're going to do the 3 double crochet. Chain 2, skip the next 3, work 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches. chain 2, skip 3, oops, it looks like I split my yarn somewhere in that stitch. Just going to go ahead and do those ones over. Skip 3, okay, we're going to chain 1, and now we're going to treble crochet into that last stitch right here. So that's yarning over twice, so you can meet the height requirements for your row. Should look something like this. Now we're on to row 4. We're going to chain up 3 and turn our work. Now into this spot here, we are going to do 2 double crochet. Skip 1 stitch, this one here. We're going to place a single crochet in the next. Now we're going to start on those shells again. So in each chain 2 space, we're going to do 5 double crochets. We'll be skipping this stitch and single crocheting in this one. Now into the top chain, this one here, we're going to place 3 double crochets because we want it to match our beginning. So looking at it, started with the 3, ended with the 3, everything's even. So now we would go back to our row 1, which is going to be chain 3 and turn our work. Because the chain 3 counts as our first stitch, we're going to double crochet into the next one here. Chain 2, skip 3, and then do the 3 double crochets. Once again, we'll be doing this following this pattern all the way across. I've shown you guys this tactic before, but I just wanted to point out how I'm using my finger on this side through this hole to hold my tension, to kind of hold my work a little bit tighter. It makes the stitches easier to work into. So just a little tip I like to point out. Skipping 1, 2, 3, working into this next one here. 3 double crochet. Chaining 2, skip the next 3, work a double crochet in your last stitch, and then into the chain as well. So this one, which can be a little tricky to work into sometimes, I don't get picky about where I put that last stitch. You could probably even go around the chain and be just fine. But it does help keep your sides really straight when you go into the correct place of the chain there. So I'll work out a couple more of these rows with you till you kind of get the hang of it. This would be considered row 2. We're going to chain 1 and turn our work and place a single crochet in our first stitch. Create that 5 double crochet shell in the chain 2 spot. Skip the next stitch, single crochet into that middle, and then again with the shells. Placing 1 single crochet at the top of that chain so it mimics the other side. Chain 4, turn our work. Chain 2. Wait, am I getting a little turned around? Let me just double check. We're on row 3. Nope. Sorry about that, guys. I got a little bit thrown off. Just got done doing our shells. So yeah, sorry, chain 4. I had to look at my written notes there. 3, 4. It's just looking a little bit weird to me. We needed to start with 2. What the heck? Just don't even know. Let me get this figured out why I'm struggling here. Having a total brain fart. Okay, so we're skipping this one here. So sorry about that, guys. Skipping the second one, I made it way more difficult than it needed to be. We're just going to double crochet into the top 3 of the shell. Chain 2, skip 3, then double crochet in the next 3. Yeah, man, the beginning of that row was just looking so off to me. And then again, we would just be chaining 3. And this is the last row of the sequence. Turning our work. And into the chain 1 spot, we're going to work 2 double crochet. Skip 1 single crochet, and then the shells into the chain 2 spaces. And then in the last, I'm going to skip 2, or sorry, skip the last one there, and do 3 double crochets in the last. So it always matches what you started with. And you're just going to repeat those rows 1 through 4 again. If you're having a little trouble remembering, you can always rewind this video or pause so you can get a better look at it. Anyways, thanks for watching today, you guys. And if you liked what you saw, I would love to see a recommendation on my page, letting anybody else who might be stopping by what I'm about, and if you found it helpful, I'd really appreciate it. Anyways, I will talk to you guys all soon. Happy hooking, and have a great day.